Isaiah Rodgers, healthy scratch in his game. Jalen Carter, disciplined before the game. And what's going on with this Philadelphia Eagles pass rush, man? Let's talk about it. Yes, sir. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS. You know what I mean? Right now, we're giving out 150% sign up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. You definitely want to tap in with BetUS for, amazing deals like that. 200% bonus on crypto deposits and things of that nature. Also, you get your personalized agent that'll help you out, you know what I mean, when you setting up your account and things of that nature. To take it even a step further, BetUS is the best when it comes at withdrawing. BetUS has the best betting variety in the business. You definitely want to tap in with big BetUS for sure. So let's talk about it. So the collapse, man, we almost 24 hours from the collapse. We've had to not even less than 24 hours. We've all had time to process what we saw, and things got to change with this football team. They definitely got to change with this football team. Jalen Carter was reportedly late to a team event, which led to him not starting in this football game. You got to be on time. But, I don't think that's a real big concern or a real big issue to why the Philadelphia Eagles didn't play. It's not like he didn't suit up or nothing like that. So, just a mistake that happens to players. We're not going to put too much in that basket and think about that and things of that nature. What is concerning to me though, for real, is the pass rush, man. Bryce Huff got more snaps this week and somehow did less. He somehow did less. And it's at some point we got to take accountability. Howie Roseman, as great as we say Ski Mask is, Ski Mask ain't do a lot for the defensive line this year, man. He ain't do a lot for the defensive line this year. Jordan Davis isn't really dominating how people thought he was going to dominate. People are able to key in on Jalen Carter and keep Jalen Carter out of the mix. He signed Bryce Huff, who's been non-existent through the first 2 games of the season. Bryce Huff is saying things like he got to find his way in the scheme. Bro, what are you talking about? Rush the passer. I'm confused. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Just do your part. But, brought back Sweat because he was cheap. How he didn't really, and then I don't even want to talk about the Haason Reddick thing anymore, but when I was saying the Philadelphia Eagles needed to keep Haason Reddick because Haason Reddick is a championship piece, people was telling me, oh, he was old. What did he do the second half of the season? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Well, nobody's doing nothing the first half of the season, and it's showing up. We're giving quarterbacks way too much time, in critical situations. Like, I don't feel comfortable with the Philadelphia Eagles, and the defense on the field to make a play. I don't feel comfortable. Now, the defense bailed us out in Brazil, but, you can't bank on that every week. You got to go out there and do your job. Yes, if Saquon Barkley catches that touchdown or catches that pass, the game is over. 99% of the time, the game is over. But if Saquon Barkley catches that ball, a lot of things are just masked, if you ask me. I'm not happy that the Philadelphia Eagles lost, but before the ball was thrown to Saquon Barkley, we had a blatant neutral zone infraction, where if the offensive line reacts to, I think it was Matthew Judon in the neutral zone, you get the first down without even, and Jalen did the hard count. So that's why you get that picture of Nick Sirianni who's livid at the offensive line, because the offensive line just wasn't in sync. They didn't have their head in the game. They did not have their head in the game. And that's how you get situations like this. But at the end of the day, man, it's enough blame to go around. It's enough blame to go around. I thought Jalen Hurts played a masterful game, for real. If you want to be 100, man, he was 23 for 30, 13 rushes, 89 rushing yards. Saquon had 95 rushing yards. So Jalen Hurts was affecting the game in a multitude of ways, especially with A.J. Brown. Now, he used his legs a little more, which makes sense. But just some mental errors by the Philadelphia Eagles, mental errors by the coaching staff, execution, was poor by the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you got this seemingly buzzsaw in the New Orleans Saints. People are calling these guys a contender, and I ain't even mad at it. So, but this is a game. This is the game for the Saints to prove if they really are who they are, because we got a really talented roster. So if the Saints come in there and do us dirty, you know what I mean? I just don't see on a short week the Saints doing us dirty. Now they at home. I don't feel good about the win. You know what I mean? To be honest, this team, you know what I mean? I think the biggest caveat to going into this week is that it's a short week, and I know they anxious to get on the field and go out there and make some stuff happen. So we ain't gonna harp too much on it, man. We just gotta see, man. It's a new week. We gotta really, literally, at this point, take this game and flush it, bro. You gotta flush it. You gotta move on. We gave this one away. You know what I mean? We gave it away. The Atlanta Falcons didn't beat us no more than we gave the game to them. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is in that regard at the end of the day. But I think an interesting trade package for the Philadelphia Eagles, to be honest, since you're not even playing. I don't know if Devin White got no snaps, but since you're not even playing Isaiah Rodgers or Devin White, I think you need to package one of them guys up or both of those guys to go out there and seek out a team that needs some help at the defensive back position. Seek out a team like Washington. I know a lot of interdivisional trades have happened. You know, we already got, you know, Jahan Dotson from those guys, but Washington got a real weak secondary. You know what I mean? That's the way to beat Washington right now. So I would send Isaiah Rodgers over there. I would try to get one of those Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. I would try to do something, some type of edge rusher. You know what I mean? You got to do something on the defensive line if you're the Philadelphia Eagles at this point. You got to do something on the defensive line. You know, so I would definitely package up Isaiah Rodgers for real. He's not playing. He looked like he was a healthy scratch yesterday. He was just sitting on the bench. So let him go somewhere else and play and get something for this offensive line. You know what I mean? You got no choice for real, because it could really get dark with Derek Carr playing well. A lot of guys in the NFC are playing well, and they could beat almost any defense in the National Football League who ain't putting no pressure on them. You know, Sam Darnold looked like he rounding out. You know what I mean? Derek Carr, we always knew he had potential, but at the end of the day, you got to address the offensive line. You got to address the pass rush. That's the biggest thing when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles that concern me, man. So, you know, as always, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. We're going to flush this one, man. We're going to probably talk about this again when me, Simone, and Tone get together this week. But, you know, it's all about the New Orleans Saints and how we could beat the New Orleans Saints and slow down Alvin Kamara, man. So, yeah, man, really ugly loss, really ugly collapse. The team got a lot of looking in the mirror to do this week. So, you know what I mean? I hope they're up for the task, man, because it's going to get real inside that dome in New Orleans.